right, man.
Hey, what's up?
Are we recording?
We're on. Yeah,
All right, let's do this. How was the week, man?
great. Busy, busy. A lot of Chargers training camp. A lot of movies. Yeah.
And some writing your article
Oh,
for
tons.
Comic Con, right?
Yeah, Comic Con. A few movie reviews. Article about pinball. I was busy, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen the pinball one yet. I'd like to check that out for sure.
Yeah, Venom Pinball. How I met the son of the man who saved pinball. Yeah.
Yes. And you were at Chargers training camp also?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I took a lot of videos. Saw some really cool things. I'll tell you guys what's going on with Chargers training camp. Yeah.
Yep, we'll get into that a little bit too. And then a lot of those videos are on your social media, right?
Yeah, my social media on at Jason Delgado 78 on Twitter. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, we should get into some football, man, because it's starting up, and already we have some pretty big injuries.
Yeah.
Starting off with Mr. Joe Cool.
Yeah, Joe Burrow has a calf strain. He had to be carted off the field, I think. He's looking at missing several weeks, possibly into the regular season, which is a big deal because the AFC is loaded, man. So if they get off to a bad start, it's going to be tough to catch up.
It's going to be real tough, and they need him. He's good,
Oh yeah, great player. Yeah, one of
great player. So,
yeah,
in that division, without him, without that quarterback, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough if they fall behind.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And
Well,
one more thing,
yeah.
that's gonna have an impact on fantasy too, because people
Oh,
drafted
sure.
Burrow and his receivers, man. What are you gonna do with that? So
Yeah, I think. Yeah, people still take him, hoping that he gets back quick.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, you have to, because once he gets back, he's gonna do his thing,
yeah.
in for fantasy.
But what if you're drafting, Jamar Chase, like, as your first pick, and then you don't have Burrow for a few weeks? You're gonna be freaking out, man.
Yeah, very true, very true. That's what makes it interesting, man.
Yeah,
That's what makes those drafts fun.
yeah.
And we actually do a live draft. We do one live where we all get together with all the guys, and then we do a couple more. We're in a bunch. You're probably more than I am, but we do a couple more that we do online, and that's fun too. But getting together with the guys and drafting is always a good time.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can talk trash, you can, yeah.
Yeah,
Fun.
exactly. So a little bit with my Rams, my favorite receiver, Cooper Cup. He actually left training camp with a hamstring injury, um, questionable for week one, and uh, they're gonna need this guy and maybe even more.
Yeah,
uh, I don't see them winning, maybe even more than 9. I just
yeah.
don't. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. But we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, and I ask Chargers receiver Keenan Allen about hamstring injuries, man. Like, la-
Oh yeah,
yeah, last year it took him out, all but something like 6 games last year. A few seasons ago, he had the same problem. Hamstrings are tricky, It's
yeah. So we'll see there. In the Aaron Donald, apparently is very motivated going into the season. So he's ready to lead that defense. And look, if he says he's motivated, then I have no reason to believe that he's not. He's all in, and the guy's a monster. So
he's a
hopefully
beast.
he's ready to go, man.
Yeah, best
Yep, yep.
best defensive player in the NFL, man. You know,
Yeah, he almost retired. Remember, he
yeah,
was talking about leaving the game.
yeah. Well, it must have been tough for him to go from a championship to a team that doesn't even make the playoffs, man. That's got to be rough.
That was terrible. That was a bad season. Well, how about Jalen Ramsey, ex
Oh, X
Ram.
Ram. Yeah, he tore his meniscus. He's going to be out several months. He already had surgery. He's vowing to return quicker, but who knows? Who knows with these injuries, man? Yeah,
That's
tough.
scary.
It is. It is, and that's a tough break for his new team, the Dolphins. You know, they have a ton of talent. They're trying to put together a scary defense, and now they're missing a huge piece. You know, so
They could definitely use him. He's a great player too, you know?
yeah, yeah.
And but yeah, that's another tricky one. I don't well, maybe not so much these days as it used to be, but it still seems a bit scary. I would be just freaking out, I think, if I had that, and then I have to go and run and jump and hit and all this stuff. It just seems
Oh,
it just seems scary, man.
yeah. If you don't have confidence in in where that injury is, and you're trying to make all these explosive moves, that's rough, man. That's
Exactly. Speaking of confidence, Damar Hamlin, remember him?
yeah, yeah.
He
Almost,
got hit on Monday Night Football.
you know,
Got tackled. Suffered a cardiac arrest. That was freaking scary. Scary to see.
very scary.
Young guy, man. 25. So he must have been, 24 maybe at the time. But he's back in pads and
Wow,
practicing. Yeah.
that's
How
crazy.
scary. Speaking of scary,
Uh,
okay.
uh,
The
yeah.
hell with the meniscus, man.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, everybody watching that was just hoping he was all right. You know, the game didn't matter at that point. It was just you could see it on all the players' faces. You know, it was just fear for him and hoping that he'd be all right. And that's a miracle that he is. Man.
Yeah, he was back on the field, practice field, I should say, on Monday for the first time, and he's saying that he feels great and he's going to leave it in God's hands. Says God has a plan for him, and that's what he's going to go with. So hopefully it works out. He has a great career, long career, and everything will be just fine with him. That's the
Yeah,
hope.
yeah. I have a comeback story with the Chargers when we get to that, but I mean, obviously not on the same level as Damar Hamlin, but
Well, any injuries with the Chargers right now?
there's some minor ones right now. Big one being right tackle Trey Pipkins. That we really need that offensive line to stay healthy. Last year, we had a lot of injuries on the line, and that led to Herbert getting cracked ribs, getting a torn labrum. Got to keep Herbert upright to have a chance, man. So Pipkins, right now they're calling it a minor injury, but he hasn't practiced for several days. So, and the Chargers aren't always forthcoming with their injuries. So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Maybe
They
they're
held,
really trying to keep an eye on it.
yeah, they held out Mike Williams today. We all remember last season when the Chargers played Mike Williams in a meaningless game against Denver. He got his back injured and couldn't play in the playoffs, and we had that horrible defeat where we were up 27-0, which probably wouldn't happen if we had Mike Williams there. So, uh, yeah, that they just said they were holding him out as a precaution. Him and one other player.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I've been watching in camp, and he's looked great in camp so far. So,
Speaking of camp, how did that go? Fun?
oh, it's
Was it interesting? Did you see some things that look good for your team?
oh yeah, ton of fun. I think this is the last year it's going to be here in Costa Mesa, which is sad for me because it's right down the street for me. But
Oh, they're moving, huh?
yeah, they're moving to El Segundo. You know, they're building that new facility down there, so I think they're going to be there next year. But
Okay.
this looks like a different team. We have a new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore from the Cowboys. You know, they had the number two offense with him as the OC, and you can tell a immediate difference with this team. A lot of deep balls.
Are they going to be throwing the ball then?
Oh,
Launching that thing?
if practice is any indication, I have some videos to show you guys. Ton
Yeah,
of
let's
deep,
see something.
yeah, ton of deep balls, which Chargers fans are gonna love because last year with Joe Lombardi, we were just dink and dunk short passes off to Eckler, and I'm sure some of that had to do with Herbert's cracked ribs. You know, you don't want to be taking
Yes.
shots, but when you get to playoff time and you need to win and, you're not taking shots, that's when all the fans got upset, you know. So
It was fun for Eckler fantasy owners.
oh yeah, that was huge. Yeah, I don't see him having quite the same kind of season if we're throwing so many deep balls this year. But let's see about that. Let me show you guys some videos here.
Yeah, let's see a couple of what you captured out there.
Yeah.
Was it hot? I feel like it was hot.
Some days weren't as bad as you'd think. Some days were pretty darn hot, but luckily
Yeah.
there's there's a big covering over the stands for the fans to keep the sun out of you.
Okay. You don't look too sunburned this time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Here's one of those. Show that again.
Let's see here. Oh yeah.
Sideline down to Keenan Allen. I got some more here. Here's first round pick Quentin Johnson with his first catch.
All right.
Deep shot. What stands out to me, that guy is fast, man.
Is he? Okay.
Here's a deep shot to Mike Williams. Back shoulder. Yeah.
They just bump the music, don't they?
Got it. Here's a guy who really standing out in the camp right now, John Hightower. Never heard of him before. He's on the bubble to make the team, but he's got a ton of speed and he's catching on. I really hope he catches on.
All right. So what did you say about the music was so loud?
Oh, sorry.
I could not really hear what you said about him. He's new, you said?
Yeah, I've never heard of this guy, John Hightower. I guess he was on the
Hightower. Okay.
Yeah, he was on the practice squad last year, and he's been making a big impression in camp. Super fast, been catching a lot of deep throws from Herbert. And we need those speed guys. Jalen Guyton was one of those guys for us before, and everyone is expecting him to step up this year. But he's still injured right now from last year from a torn ACL. So he's one of those guys.
Oh damn.
Yeah, who people thought he'd be back by now, and he's not back yet. So maybe with him out, it's Hightower's shot to step up as like wide receiver 6 because we're so loaded this year at wide receiver. At a spot we were decimated at last year, we have a ton of depth this year, man. So
okay.
Yeah, let me just show you. Let me show you Quentin Johnston's speed right here. Let me show you. Here's a little rollout by Herbert. Just those yards after catch, man.
Off to the races.
Off to the races, man.
Okay.
Yeah. And oh yeah, here this video I want to show you JC Jackson, man, incredible comeback. Jungle full of legs, snakes and gorillas. I'm going Godzilla with the figures. Pushing the button, pulling the trigger. I'm really about it, nobody realer.
Okay.
Yeah, he breaking up the pass to Keenan Allen. He tore his ACL along with some other injury to that foot, and it's just amazing that he's even back out there right now at camp, making plays like this. He posted all these videos of him working out hard just to get back. He was our big signing last year, so we're definitely going to need him this year. So it's cool to see him out there.
Have you ever tore anything?
No,
No ligaments, none of that?
not that I know of. I mean,
You think I feel like you would know?
I mean, I've had injuries where it's
uh,
like hard to walk and stuff.
yeah.
Definitely bad sprains where you're on. I've had sprains where I'm on crutches.
Did you
That,
jam a toe?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What
Yeah,
about
yeah.
you? You torn anything before?
No, nothing and never broke anything. So I don't know what any of that feels like, and I don't want to know, which is why I don't hoop today.
Yeah,
I don't need to be hooping because I feel like something bad would happen.
you know what? I did tear a tendon in my finger. I broke it, tore the tendon and the ligament.
Mm.
It's still crooked to this day. I had surgery on it.
It stayed like that, huh?
Stayed like that. Yeah, playing basketball. Yeah.
Well, that looks like you had a good time over there, and obviously some exciting stuff. You feel like uh, how do you think they'll do overall?
Overall, man, well, the big thing is always health, man. Because last year we had a ton of injuries, and I was surprised we still made the playoffs. That was huge for us because before we'd be, a lot of times we do get decimated by injuries, and our season just goes down the drain. But obviously we need to stay healthy. But hey, man, with Herbert, that new 260 some million contract. With all the weapons we have now, if our line can stay healthy, we have the talent. We have the talent to contend right now. And let me tell you, this better be the year right now because we had to pay Herbert. So some of these big stars that we have are going to be gone next year. Guys like we're going to have to choose between guys like Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. Some of these fan favorites are going to be gone next year. So I'm hoping we can make damage this year. Make some noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, anything else in the NFL? I know Dalvin Cook. I don't think he has a team yet. Have you heard anything lately? Last I
Yeah.
heard, he wasn't on a team yet.
Yeah. I heard he visited the New York Jets. They really want him there. Um, I've also heard of the rumor of maybe the Miami Dolphins.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. So he hasn't picked a team yet, but he's a great back, man. So he's gonna help out wherever he goes.
You think he's still one of the top guys?
I think last year was a little bit of a down year, but I think he still has the talent. He's still I don't think he's even hit 30 yet, has he? I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure how old he is. But I
Yeah.
mean, if you were gonna do a fantasy draft, is he still top five, top three?
Ooh, I, I'm not going to put him up that high because he doesn't even have a team right now. So who knows what his role is going to be? Guys changing teams, you never know what's going to happen. But he's got the talent. If you can get him later in the draft, hey, take a chance on him. Who knows? He can put up big points. We've seen it before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And then that was a little quick fantasy talk, but we'll get into fantasy once season starts.
Yeah,
We'll put up our teams and
yeah.
we'll talk about
Oh,
some wins and losses along the way.
yeah. Oh, and let me say one more thing about the Chargers, man.
Hmm.
If you couldn't hear me over the music, Quentin Johnston. I haven't seen a guy who can accelerate so quickly before in person live. this guy has serious talent, and he's got the size of like a Mike Williams, huge guy,
Mm.
and just burst, man. He gets the ball and he's gone. So him with Herbert and the other weapons like Mike Williams, Keenan Allen still looks great in camp. Uh, and then you got Josh Palmer, who was our top receiver with all the injuries last year. He's our wide receiver 4. And then we got speed guys at the end of the roster to catch the deep bombs. Hey, it could be dangerous, man. We'll see, man. But the defense has to step up too. That's a big question mark because our defense let us down last year. We didn't have Bosa most of the year. We didn't have J.C. Jackson. If those guys are healthy and the defense steps up, then hey, this is a team that's going to contend. So
It sounds great on paper, right?
yeah, on paper,
So
yeah. At this time of year, every fan is hyped up for their team because everybody feels like they can win. So.
I was gonna say you sound this excited every year. So
Hey man, and you got all those guys picking the Chargers every year. Oh, the Chargers are gonna win the Super Bowl, you know?
yeah, they get you hyped
Yeah,
up, and then something happens with the kicker, and then
yeah. Hey, Dicker the kicker. We got Dicker the kicker now. I'm
Dicker the
really,
kicker. Okay, all
yeah.
right,
Hey, he's been hitting them in practice too, man, and the big games he hit them too. So I feel good about Dicker, man.
all right, all right. So I'm sure we'll keep getting into football since it's starting up here in the next episodes up ahead. I wanted to do some quick like entertainment news, let's say, because I got some that I want to throw at you. And
All right,
that's a that's a quick deal here. So first off, actually, before I ask you that question, Pee Wee, man, Mr. Paul Pee Wee, somebody
yeah.
that I watched growing up, and I know you did too.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch his show and the movies, or just the show, or what did you watch growing up?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, but the big thing to me was that first movie with Tim Burton's movie.
Tim Burton,
Yeah, was it Pee Wee's Big Adventure?
Big
Uh,
Adventure, I think it was. Yeah,
yeah, I can still remember my dad taking me to the movie theaters because I was just a little kid. It was one of the first movies I ever went to the theater to see, and just laughing our butts off together, man. It was just a fun memory. Just me and my dad laughing, because yeah,
he's
I'd
so
never
over the top.
over the top, just crazy. That scene with Large Marge, you remember that where he's in the truck and she just freaks out and does that alien thing like you know?
And the show was great too. I watched the show every whatever it was Sunday morning, I think it was, and
Yeah,
I was always watching that show, man. It was so
yeah.
good,
Just
you know,
so different,
so different, so
Yeah,
different. That's very true.
original.
Yeah, and you know what? So here's the thing with them though. If you didn't really watch him or know him, I don't know if seeking him out now would be such a great idea. I mean, y- if you want to know who he is, yeah, okay. But if he's so strange,
He
he
is
was
so
so
strange.
out there with that character that I
Yeah,
feel like if you don't know anything about him and you go, "Oh, Pee Wee died. I know. I've heard of Pee Wee. Let me look him up." For example, if you looked up his interview with David Letterman, this is way back. He comes out and Dave introduces him. He comes out. He goes up the stairs into the crowd, up the steps, and he starts like throwing candy at the crowd and like doing these random jokes and these props and all this stuff. And he's doing the character. If you look at that, you're gonna go, "What the hell is this, man?"
yeah, yeah. I
It
think
was so out there.
he was so out there, and I think you got to start with that first movie, Pee Wee's Big Adventure, and that movie's out there, But if you like,
Yeah, no kid.
yeah, yeah, but if you like Tim Burton, who is also out there,
True.
you're gonna like that movie. So I think that's a good place to start. Uh,
I'm gonna have to rewatch because it's been a
yeah,
very long time.
yeah, and you know what? Something I was sad about a few years ago. I go to all these conventions, all these So at Monster Palooza a few years ago, Pee Wee was there, Paul Rubens, doing autographs, doing pictures, and I wanted to get one with him, but his line was so huge. I'm like, he'll be back
Mm,
another time, and now he's not going to be back. So
not going to be back. R.I.P. Cancer. And that's terrible. He was young.
yeah,
70 was he?
70, yeah, it's
Yeah.
our parents' age. It's
Yeah. 70's still young, I think. I mean,
well for
so
us old guys.
yeah, but you know what? You remember as a kid, you go, damn, like that person's 30. Oh my God. He's
Yeah,
old, It's like,
yeah,
oh, our parents are 40. Oh my God, how old? And then you get there and you go, it's just a different generation right now, I think.
yeah,
I really feel it's like, I feel like, because I remember going looking at my parents going, dang, they're old. And I get there and I go, I'm not old. Like, I
yeah,
feel fine. I mean,
yeah,
a couple extra pains and aches, but, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So I feel like 70 was still young, and that sucks, man.
It is. It is.
So I wanted to throw something at you real quick because you're a concert going.
Oh yeah.
I want to see if you saw this. I know we said we were going to do gossipy stuff, and this isn't gossipy. Gossipy, we joked on a short about talking about who's married with who now and who got divorced and who's pregnant and why did this person say this about this person. We're not doing that. But if celebrity stuff come up and it's interesting, I mean, we got to throw that out there, right?
Yeah.
So, and this one is because I wanted to ask you about it, but Cardi B was performing. I don't know if you saw this.
No.
And she was on stage, and a fan, which I thought was a male, at least that's what it looked like from the hand, uh, he was holding a cup, or she, I think later I read it might have been a female. I'm not really sure because you can see the cup.
Okay.
Does this at Cardi B? The liquid flies out, hits her all over, gets her completely.
Yeah.
She gets pissed off, grabs her microphone and just chucks it and hit. I don't know if she hit that person or somebody, but hit a couple people. Apparently, hit someone, bounced off, hit someone else, and now she's being sued, right?
Yeah.
So, and now I'm hearing. I just heard this today, actually, that she was saying to throw stuff at me. I don't know. I haven't read that yet or heard it myself. Somebody was saying that she actually asked for someone to throw something at her, which is kind of strange. But I've
That's
seen that's kind of like a thing lately. People are throwing phones, cups and bottles and all this stuff at the artists
yeah.
that you're there to see, and it, panties and bras and ladies keep throwing those are fine, but don't throw your phones and bottles at the I don't understand that. So my question to you is, and I've been to some concerts, I've never seen anything like that. You've
Uh,
been to a ton. Have you ever seen somebody throwing stuff at the artist?
oh yeah, because I've been to a lot of punk rock shows too. So that punk rock,
Okay.
yeah, they get rowdy. So yeah,
Sure.
I've seen the artists get hit with hard things before, and for punk rockers, they just keep playing like nothing happened. Like they act like it didn't happen, and it looks like it hurt.
It still doesn't seem right to me.
No, it's not
Why are
right.
we throwing stuff out there? I don't, you could seriously hurt somebody. I mean, even the artist, really.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah. Do you know what was thrown?
Oh, at the concerts,
Yeah.
I've seen shoes, I've seen drinks.
Shoes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah. It's like what you're gonna lose your shoe? You know what?
Yeah. Now you're walking out with one shoe,
Yeah,
freaking George Bush style. You're just throwing shoes at people now.
yeah, yeah.
Freaking weird, man. I don't understand it.
It's weird.
You know. And you see this at sporting events too.
Oh,
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 actually, I did see it at a sporting event. I forgot about that. We were at a soccer game,
yeah.
and I think our team was maybe they lost, and so the other players were celebrating and whatnot. And people started chucking their beers at the players, and I'm going, over my head, just beers flying over. Like, why the hell are you guys throwing beers? First off, they're $16 each minimum.
Oh, yeah.
some up to $20 for a damn beer, and you're throwing it on the field, and then what, to try and hurt a player or what? I can't make any sense of it. I don't get it. I'm not. I guess I'm not a. I was gonna say a super fan, but that's not a super fan to me.
No,
That's just some idiot.
seems like in this day of social media, people just trying to get a reaction, something they can film and like show, on social media or something. That's all I can think of.
Bro, now you're on film injuring an artist
Yeah.
because everyone's recording it.
I have a story to tell you. I almost got hit at one of these concerts by the artist.
By the artist. Okay,
uh,
what happened there?
uh, yeah, I think it was early this year. I saw this new artist up and coming. She's called Blue the Tiger. She plays bass. Great bass player, great musician. And I was in the front row at the observatory near here in Costa Mesa, and she came into the crowd right next to me and was playing bass right over my head, and she swung around, and I thought I was gonna get hit in the head by her bass, but she was so skilled, like she didn't touch me, but I was like, oh. And I was being stupid trying to take a selfie at the same time, like, oh, look at this, and she almost whacked me with her.
That would have made for a better story if she actually
Oh
would have hit
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh man, You know what? I was at a rap concert once, and we're all looking at the stage because the guy's about to come on. Chino XL to be exact. And so we're waiting for him to come out on stage, and then we hear him. He starts rapping, and here comes the first song, right? So we're all like, "Oh, cool! He's gonna come out, whatever." Well, nobody knew that he was behind us. Like he was just standing back there rapping. He starts going through the crowd. This guy's huge, by the way. He's a big dude. Bumps me,
Oh,
and I'm just like, what the hell is bumping me, man? There's this guy right next to me. Now he's like rapping right next to me. I'm like, oh, sweet. Like, this is cool. So that was a fun time. But at first I was like, who the hell is bumping me, man? That's messed up.
yeah.
And I actually, at another show that I got to see him at, um, I was right in the front, and I was, recording him with my phone. And he did that thing where he took my phone and then started, rapping into the camera and stuff. So that was neat.
That's cool.
Yeah, so a couple good experiences, but I've never seen anyone throw stuff at an artist. I just can't see myself doing it. I think that's why I see it as so out there.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me, bro. That's all.
No, good. Yeah, good people like us wouldn't do something like that. So,
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't care how drunk I was.
no,
You can say, well, some of these people are so drunk and this and that. Yeah, but to throw stuff, I don't know. I've been drunk before. I never felt like I needed to throw something at someone. You know?
yeah. Oh, you know what? Another time I remember pretty well. There was this big punk rock festival, and I think it was 2003, early 2000s, and a lot of hardcore punk rock bands were there, old school punk rock bands, and they put Blink 182 up there, and that was when they were getting huge, and they were seen as a pop punk band, and the real punk fans didn't want them there,
Ooh.
so they got a lot of stuff thrown at them at that
Oh
show.
no.
Yeah,
No respect, man.
no,
They didn't want the poppy stuff.
no. Yeah, the big headliner was the Sex Pistols from the UK.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and the old punk bands like the Circle Jerks, and yeah, like real grimy old punk stuff. And
Yeah.
Blink
And here
182
comes
just did
Blink.
not fit. Yeah.
They couldn't get out of there fast enough.
No, getting booed, getting all kinds of stuff thrown at them. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh my god. But they already had some hits, right? They were known
Oh
already?
yeah, yeah. They got
Okay.
hits. They were known, but punk fans don't want to. They don't want to see
They don't
that.
want to see that. Oh man. Well, uh yeah, I think we got some good info in there. RIP Pee Wee, man. We got some good football stuff in there. And like I said, we'll be talking more football ahead. Anything else? You got anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, I got a little thing that happened on the Film Threat live stream today. Let me just show you guys. Then I'll tell you.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Was there a fist fight or something?
Almost. There's a
Did
reason why
somebody?
I'm wearing Film Threat Sucks hat right now.
Okay. Did someone throw something at them?
No, but it was almost like they were throwing stuff at me. But here, let me let me show you. I'm just
All
kidding.
right. Let's see.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
these guys, by the way, so no.
Yeah,
Just
I know.
all in fun.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles is here. It got a decent, I want to say a good review from Jason Delgado.
You
Oh,
did
look
get
at
a
this.
good review.
It did get a good review. All right, let's scroll down to the review.
And I should remind you, we gave Barbie a good review. So
All right. Look, here's the one thing I'll say. We have many
Uh-oh.
different people who write for Film Threat, probably 30 or more freelance writers. Alan is probably among, I would say you're among the most prolific, Alan.
yes,
I
definitely.
don't write stuff at Film Threat.
You haven't written a review in a very long time. Let's just say
No,
that.
I haven't. But I review films here with you.
Yeah. I mean, are you doing Dune 2? I think you set that one
Part
up.
two,
Right?
I think I have to do that one.
Going
Yeah.
a little
I did
off
that
here,
one.
but
We
here.
I
have
believe the
too
last
many
review you
ads
did
on-
was Dune.
Okay, I have a complaint about my own website. There are too many ads.
Yeah.
Look at this. These ads are annoying. I'm going to click all these off. But got an 8 out of 10 on Film Thread from Jason Delgado. Now, Jason Delgado is not Alan. Jason is not me. Alan, what did you think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem?
I was incredibly annoyed with this movie.
Why?
It's not made for me. And I really have problems with the storytelling. I mean, I can go into detail. We'll go into detail about that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
there are just elements to it that annoyed me. I'm just curious what you thought, whether you liked it more than I did.
We'll get into it, but I want to hear what you, because I remember we talked about it, and I'm like, don't tell me what you think.
Yeah, I know.
I want to hear. So go through it, please. Why don't you go through the story and then tell us your thoughts?
Yeah. So this is the origin story, and it veers off.
All right. So yeah. So they go into
In a
that.
nutshell.
Yeah. So yeah, Alan goes into how much he hates it. All the audience comments are like, "Oh, this sucks, man." And then at first, Chris Gore, the lead guy at Film Thread, he's like, "Oh, I like this," and then he starts changing his tune and like, he's like, "You know what? I liked it. I gave it a 6.5, but I can't recommend it."
Oh
He's always,
no.
yeah, there, and Alan's like, "Yeah, there's, I didn't see any any trouble for these characters, and I just have to say, in this movie, they're really teenagers. They're voiced by teenagers, and they really act like teenagers. They have the lingo. They're not fully developed like the Ninja Turtles that we know. So their issues are kind of just being a teenager and wanting to be accepted. The main movie is about them wanting to be accepted by humans, and it just kind of brought me back to what we kind of go through in high school, just trying to be accepted. You feel like a nerd, and uh, also reminded me of the X-Men, because there's a lot of stuff about mutants and how humans hate them, and the villain of this movie, Superfly, voiced by Ice Cube, is a lot like Magneto. He's like, he feels the same way that the turtles do. Like, the humans hate me, so I'm just gonna kill them all instead. I'm not gonna try to get along with them like the turtles or like the
Yes.
X-Men would. Uh, so I just like the story. There's some funny stuff. Jackie Chan as Splinter. I love Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Alan had a problem with Jackie Chan playing Splinter, which I can see his point, because I guess Splinter is supposed to be Japanese and Jackie Chan is Chinese. So for Alan Ing, as Asian man who has heard a million times about how all Asians are the same, I can see that being a problem. But just in the pure enjoyment of the movie, I watched it with my family. We all had a good time. We laughed, and that was all that mattered to me. You know,
I mean, you gave it an 8, so
I gave it an 8. I really liked it. Watching it, I was like, this is okay. I think I'm giving it a 7. Then the ending's coming around. Oh, I really like the end, 7.5. And then I start writing the article, and I'm like, hey, I really enjoyed this. I'm going to give it an
mm,
8. And
okay.
yeah, and hey, the movie wasn't made for old white guys. It's made for kids, but I still liked it. I
Mm,
still liked it. I guess Alan had a problem that it didn't go back to a lot of the old Ninja Turtles lore. Like there wasn't stuff about the Foot Clan and other stuff like that. But as someone, I'm an old fan too, and I've seen that stuff a million times. Give me something new like this one did. So, you know,
okay.
yeah.
Very cool. Well, good to hear because I like me some turtles, man.
Oh yeah, we grew up on the Turtles. The
Grew up on them, yeah.
cartoon, the video games, the movies.
All of it.
All of it, and I talk about that in my review. You can read that at filmthreat.com. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, so you recommend it then, obviously, if you're giving an 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, I definitely recommend it. Unlike Chris Gore, who kind of backpedaled. I can't recommend this movie, even though I enjoyed it.
No backpedaling, man. Come
No
on.
come on, Gore, come on.
Oh, come on, Gore.
No,
Uh,
I love Chris Gore. I love Alan.
I know you do.
They read my comment during the review that I made a comment in the chat. Hey, Alan, I know we disagree, but I still love you, man.
Yeah,
It's just movies. No,
exactly.
there's no reason to fight
Exactly.
over movies.
No, it's not. It's nothing serious. It's all in good fun. Just giving each other crap. Big
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, and everybody sees movies through their own prism. Some people are gonna love them, some people are gonna hate them, just based on your experiences, your life, where you're at.
Absolutely. And I gotta check out your review. I haven't yet, so I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it for this time around. And yeah, I think we're good, man. I think we should wrap it up here.
All right, man. Well,
8 out of 10 on the turtles, bro. I'm ready for it.
yeah. Go check it out. Tell me what you think. I've watched a ton of other movies. I can talk to you guys about next time. So yeah.
All right, man.
We'll talk some more NFL too. So yeah.
Yep, for sure. Peace,
All
brother.
right. Peace.
See ya next time.